Here we go. Tonight, I want to touch on lessons from my home constituency, Kiambaa. Last Thursday, my village mates in Banana Hill and constituency mates had an opportunity to elect their representative in the National Assembly for exactly 390 days. It was a race like no other. The vicious political grandstanding triggered by national discourse and posturing in the Jubilee administration found a perfect battleground in Kiambaa. It was dubbed a Jubilee A versus Jubilee B contest. It was also billed as the first direct political contest between President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto as part of the ongoing public divorce proceedings after the 2013 to 2017 bromance. However, despite all the contest, high-octane campaigns, threats, counter-threats, the verdict was finally made by the Kiambaa electorate. UDA's John Njogona Wanjiku, popularly known as Kawajiko, pipped Kariri Njama of Jubilee, a difference of about 510 votes. The outcome aside, there were critical lessons from the Kiambaa polls. Foremost, the peace that prevailed during, before, and after the by-election. Moguga ward in the neighboring constituency of Kabete that also held a by-election was equally tranquil. Therein, a lesson for all. As the country prepares for the third general election under the 2010 Constitution in about 382 days, that it is possible to hold a hotly contested election that yields razor-sharp margins between the two main protagonists, and the outcome is largely accepted. A few electoral issues and grievances notwithstanding. That it is possible for candidates to campaign, compete on the basis of policies, political affiliations, and even personalities, but in an environment devoid of chaos and skirmishes. But there were lessons for the electoral body IEBC. For a turnout of 43,700 voters out of 96,020 who are in the constituency's roll of voters, or about 45% in 154 polling stations, one would have expected faster counting of votes and transmission of results. So IEBC will have to pull its socks if the dream of expeditious relay of results in a timeless manner is to be realized. Make no mistake, on August 9th, 2022, the pressure will be even higher for IEBC. There will be the main prize, that is the presidency, alongside 47 gubernatorial seats, 47 Senate slots, 290 constituency contests, and 1,450 ward races. So if it took more than 10 hours to count, tally, transmit, and declare a winner in a single constituency with 43,700 voters turning out, then one can imagine how long it will take in August 2022. And while at it, if the results trickle in an irregular manner, therein lays the trigger for anxiety and allegations of electoral malpractices. Secondly, there were glaring errors, either by commission or omission, that were made by some electoral officials, locking results declaration forms in ballot boxes, and in one instance, the voter identification device was not only dangerous, but curious. Such mistakes, innocent or not, in a closely contested election are obvious triggers of suspicion. Imagine if such mistakes were made in a closely contested presidential race. There was also the alleged use of state machinery in an attempt to influence the poll outcome. Chiefs, their assistants, and police officers are only supposed to provide security for voters and have no business bidding for any candidate or party. Clips of an assistant chief inside one of the polling stations in Kiambaa on Thursday, while in full uniform, was an obvious alarm bell. Lastly, Kiambaa and Mogoga by-elections offered what I consider the principal lesson, that closely contested elections where margins are really tight, such as the 27 votes difference witnessed in Mogoga ward by-election, does not necessarily mean it's fraudulent. Even at the national scale, Kiambaa and Mogoga mini polls confirmed that even a presidential contest can yield such a close outcome. In Ghana, for example, one of the countries with a solid electoral system in Africa, has witnessed close contests and razor margins between Nana Akufo-Addo and John Mahama. Finally, IEBC has to learn from the Kiambaa and Mogoga errors, correct them, and use the experiences as a guiding star in next year's general election, where if the ongoing high-octane politics in President Uhuru Kenyatta's succession is anything to go by, then the Electoral Commission has its hands full and work clearly cut out for it. That's my punchline.